So in this video, we're going to cover browse views and how they have different properties for rendering some of the browsing of different card object information. So let's go look at one and I'll show you some of the details here. So we'll go into catalog items as an example. We'll toggle back between the card object view and the output of this. So I'm going to go into taxonomy tile. This is our default one that was introduced with version 4 and is going to continue to be updated. So a couple things you'll see in here. So primarily what you define on these card object views is you have a kind of what label do you want to put at the top, what template do you use to render the browsable data, what function do you go get the data for that browse view detail. But I'm not going to cover a lot of those particular details. What I want to cover mostly is some of the options you have down below here in terms of setting different properties. Now the template that's assigned, you could introduce your own properties and interact with those properties in your own template. But some of the ones you've already kind of pre-configured in here, you'll see a show image tiles. I'll show that in a second. Show category summary and show top search. So let me go show you what show image tiles is. You'll see kind of how this is rendered here. If we're rendering the catalog item and the theme is the Metro theme, then show tile view. So what you're going to see is a difference there. So if I go into the Metro one and I go to kind of the catalog item area to request, as I drill into the category, what you're going to see here are these images. Right, so these are the images for the category. So this is kind of how we're browsing through the category based off of these kind of images as the different tiles. Now conversely, if we don't have the show image, we go to a different theme where that property is set to false. As you get into the categories, they're basically being displayed as kind of tiles with just kind of an icon and the title and the description kind of underneath those. And then also when you pull them up, then you can kind of still see the image when you get into more of the summary details. And so this part here, the show summary details, this is that second aspect here, the show category summary equal to true or false. You'll see for knowledge, we turn that off. For the catalog area, we keep it on. So a couple other things, so we see this show top search. What this is, if I go back to this now view or now theme, you'll see at the top here there's a search. Right, if I go back to the Metro theme, you'll see there is no search at the top. There's a search over here on the right in the filters, but it's not on top of the browsing areas. That's what that top search property is. So new updates have been made to in version 4.4. Specifically here we see show top search class. If you have this Hitchcock one, a different top search class. Show top description. This is basically if it's not knowledge, and then show top search template if it is knowledge. Now I'll highlight what that is in a moment here. But this the style, that's kind of where we're getting this kind of blue color here. This is a style being applied here, and whether or not to show the description is kind of just determined based off of this what this title is the top for showing this. If we go to knowledge, for example, this is where we'll see a slightly different change here. You'll see there's no title or description at the top, so that's covered with if we're not knowledge, we show the top description. If we are knowledge, we show this additional template. And so that's where you see this information down below. There's this template here that's driving this. So the template names are card, browser, search, underscore, and then whatever that card object name is. So in essence, if you want to do the same thing for requests, you would have a browser search underscore catalog underscore item, and then you define basically what you want to kind of include in that template that shows up. In this case, we're basically saying recommended extra tip. Right, here's another extra tip, and then ultimately a link to create a new article. So this is where you see kind of that bolded list of information or suggestions kind of recommended right here as a template output. So that covers what I wanted to highlight today in terms of kind of the card object browse views, and specifically some of those properties that can be manipulated in the scripted section of those card object views. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.